as Piccolo would take Nappa's hand and begin to bring him back. As he brought him back to Korin's tower, Korin would say, "Are you insane right now? Give me a sensu bean. But now!" As he would throw him a sensu bean, he would give it to Nappa. Nappa could have fought. Nappa could have attacked Piccolo, but he didn't. He just sat there. He said, "I want to kill Vegeta. After all the bad he's done, you have to at least let me do that, then I can leave." Piccolo would say, I would say yes, but he had a child here. And even though he's bad, eat him, understand? Once the androids are dealt with, we'll let you fight him, one-on-one. However, I don't want him to die. Even though he's a bad person, he still has a child. Just beat him up, torture him, then leave. Nappa would say, "Tah, I want to do more than that, but I'll take what I can get. Besides, I'm in no position to die." Piccolo would smile and say, "Once this is all over, we'll wish you back to life. It's the least we can do." Nappa would say, "Good." As then, Piccolo and Nappa agreed. As Nappa was brought up to Kami's lookout, as Piccolo would keep an eye on him, Piccolo would also ask Kami to fuse with him, just like in canon. As Piccolo and Kami would have this conversation. As that was going on, we cut to the androids who were traveling with Alistair. As 17 said, "So, Radio Demon, that's your name. You know why I let you in, right? Usually we don't let people hang with us, but since you're so unique, I decided to give you a chance. Can you do anything fun? Do you like music?" 18 would say, yeah. Then Alistair would start to play music. As the music was a little old-fashioned, 18 and 17 still got down to it. However, 16 didn't really trust Alistair, as 16 would watch. As Alistair went on with them, 18 said, "So, what's your deal?" "Yeah," 16 would go on. By on Alistair, not really trusting him, as Alistair had a plan. His plan was to try to get 17 and 18 souls. Sadly, 16's all mechanical, but once he gets their souls, he can just wipe them out. And with the androids, he could take over the world and host the greatest shows ever. Alistair didn't care about power or money. He just wanted to host great shows. And he believed with the androids, he could put on an amazing show and make it so everyone could watch, because that is what he wanted, entertainment in the true bloodiest form. As Alistair smirked with this thought, as he can pull the strings, as he could be the mastermind. As that was going on, Piccolo and Kami fused like in canon and began to search as he met Cell as things continued along. As then we cut to the Hazbin world. As Frieza was training with Nifty, as Nifty said, "Yay, pain!" As Frieza would shoot Nifty in the arms again and again with Ki Blast, making Nifty be destroyed and come back stronger. As she healed, she became stronger and stronger, as her body was resilient and became more powerful. As she began to learn Ki with Frieza, as Frieza trained push-ups, sit-ups, and basic training just to get stronger. As Nifty would say, "Are you sure this will work?" Frieza would say, "I've never trained a day before in my life. Now, with this training, I can take over hell. I shouldn't have to do hard work. I am Frieza, Emperor of the Universe. And now, I am forced to train, forced to push myself? This is pathetic. When I take over hell, Lucifer will bow before me." Nifty would say, "Oh God, Frieza, you're bad, truly bad. I love it. I love serving a bad boy. It's so much fun." As then she would laugh. Frieza would say, "You are insane and slightly annoying, but I like your attitude. And you know what? For once, I think I won't kill someone who annoys me. Only because, well, you're my only person who can help me. And you have great potential, Nifty. You're loyal to a T to the baddest person, and no one's more bad than me," Frieza would say as he laughed. As then Nifty would say, "Yay!" But then Frieza would hit her with his tail, causing him to fall and hit the ground. "But if you annoy me more, I will torture you. That's only fair." Nifty would say, "Yay, torture!" As Frieza would sigh, "Maybe I need to find a different way to convince her to stop." As then we cut to the hotel, as Charlie was going to allow Sir Pinchus to learn Ki to help fight back, and even Vaggie, but Charlie would take Angel out to talk and say, "I know you freed Frieza." Joel would then say, "Listen, Charlie, I know it was wrong, but I had to get rid of..." Charlie would say, "No excuses. Even if it was to free you, you could have told us, you know." Angel would say, if I told us, he would have punished me, and I knew Frieza was bad enough to... No excuses. You're out. But you're gone, Charlie would say. As Angel would cry, he would walk out. As Raditz would see this, he would go out to visit Angel and say, listen, Angel, it's not your... Angel would say, shut up. Raditz would say, but shut up. All of you just have a good time. As Husk would go to comfort Angel, Angel would just fly away, using Ki. As Husk would say, isn't that against the law? Well, as Raditz would say, well, he deserves to have some time, some fun with his powers. Besides, we could try to go and stop him, but I think we have bigger issues. Husk would sigh and say, I guess you're right. As in, Husk and Raditz would go back to the hotel. As Raditz would train Husk and Serpentius in the power of Ki, teaching them how to fight in case Frieza came back. As Lucifer searched for Frieza, Frieza hid his power level and hid in the shadows, in the filth, in the dirt, training, waiting to get revenge. As then we cut back to the Dragon Ball world. As Alistair would sense something strong, it was Cell. As then he would use his powers to talk to him into his head. As Alistair would say, hello, Cell. Cell would say, who is this? Could have easily used his Ki to stop him from talking to him, but he decided not to, because he wasn't trying to mind control him, and he wanted to see where this was going. Cell said, who are you? I'm a friend. I'm a demon, in fact, and I'll help you absorb 17 and 18. I know where they're at, but in exchange, I want you to make a deal that you won't absorb me, and you let me do as I please. That's it, huh? You're helping me out. Cell was confused. Why would someone willingly help him? And the deal seemed so simple, but he can easily break it if he wanted to. Of course, Cell didn't know about soul deals, so Alistair trapped them. As then he made a deal, making it so Cell couldn't hurt Alistair, and Alistair could do whatever he wanted. This was perfect. This will provide great entertainment. As then, Alistair would have Cell see what he sees, as Cell would be able to go towards them, as he would absorb people on the way, getting stronger. As Piccolo would eventually go towards 17 and 18, but with magic, most likely he would probably win. As Piccolo would arrive there, Alistair would simply watch. As Piccolo fought 17, he began to demolish him, to use magic to summon Ki and blast him. He also absorbed his father, along with Kami, so he was even stronger in this timeline. He just absolutely trounced 17. As 17 would beg for mercy, Piccolo would say it's over, when suddenly he would feel a dark presence. As Piccolo looked, it was Imperfect Cell. Piccolo would then smirk. He would say, I have absorbed a lot of people. I guess you and I both have that in common. But the difference is, my absorption gave me peace. My absorption was voluntary, but you absorbed by force. It's over, Cell. But then a portal would open up between 17 and 18 and drop them in front of Cell. As then, Android 16 would attack Alistair, saying, I knew I couldn't trust you. As suddenly Cell would absorb them both and become perfect. As he would laugh, Piccolo would say, why the hell would you do this? As Nappa would land there and look shocked. He couldn't believe his friend did this. Alistair, why? Because I pull all the strings. Cell would say, yes, yes, yes. Now just watch back, and Alistair would say, no. I said I could do whatever I please, and I pleased to take over your body. As suddenly Cell's eyes would turn red, as Alistair would possess him. As then, Android 16 would blast Alistair. But then he would get back up and regenerate. My. Good thing I learned some regeneration magic, but that stung a bit. Take care of him. As suddenly Cell would appear in front of 16 and destroy him with one of Kamehameha! As then, all of 16 would fall to the floor, his circuits everywhere, as everyone was shocked as they would stare, unsure of what to do now. As Piccolo got ready to fight, he would use his magic. As Nappa flew down too, ready to fight. But then Alistair said, you know what, Nappa? Since we used to be friends, I'll let you go. As Cell would appear in front of Piccolo and blast a hole in his chest, sending him into the ocean. Of course, he could regenerate from that. Alistair knew this, but didn't really care. As then, he would pull out his radio and begin to talk to everyone on the planet, as he went to city, destroying everything. As then we cut to Mr. Satan. As he was sitting down, practicing destroying bricks, his agents came to him and said he had to do it. He had to stop the cell in Alistair. So he agreed, as he would fly out to stop him. As that was going on, we cut to Frieza. Frieza have been training for a long time, hiding in the shadows. It's been months. Frieza's been pushing himself over and over again, as he felt like giving up. He felt like no matter what he did, it wasn't enough. But suddenly, his body would turn gold as he achieved his new form. All of hell would begin to shake. As the buildings around him would collapse, Nifty would say, "You did it! You did it!" Frieza would say, "Of course I did. Now let's make that monkey pay." And that king. As in, Frieza would fly down to the surface. Normally he would go with an army, but he had Nifty, his right-hand girl. And he didn't really care. After all, everyone down here was so weak, there was no point in recruiting any type of army. As in, Frieza would shoot ki blasts, destroying buildings. As suddenly, Husk, Sir Pinchus, and Charlie would appear with Vaggie. As Nifty would say, "Yay, violence!" Husk would say, "Why'd you side with him?" "Because he's fun." As then, Nifty would fly towards Husk and punch him, sending him to the ground. As Nifty would start to beat him up. With all the grueling training, it made her very powerful. Charlie would try to get involved, but then Frieza would appear in front of Charlie and blast a death beam through her shoulder, causing her to fall to the ground, then two in her legs. As then Frieza grabbed her by the head and began to squeeze it. "Come out now, or I'll kill her." As suddenly Lucifer would jump down and say, "Tuh, even with my invisibility magic, you knew I was watching." As Sir Pinchus would charge at Frieza, Nifty would fly up and kick him to the ground. As she said, "Yay, fun!" as she started to fight them. As then Lucifer got ready to battle Frieza. As Lucifer would charge at Frieza, Frieza would then move so fast he couldn't see him. As then he would be knocked down to the floor. As Frieza would punch him again and again and again, with each punch, with each strike causing him to bleed. Lucifer would try to use a ki blast and use a portal to make it summon above Frieza, but then he would kick it back, sending it to the other end of the portal, hitting Lucifer in the face. As he fell to the floor, Lucifer then felt a hand grab his neck. As Frieza would lift him up and say, "Tell me, King, how does it feel to be overthrown? How does it feel to be looking at the new Emperor of Hell?" As he laughed, Lucifer would say, "Emperor, huh? Tuh. You like the sound of that? Well, too bad, because that's never gonna happen." As then, Lucifer would bite down on Frieza, but it did nothing. As he would laugh and then throw him to the ground, as he would use his head as a hammer against the road again and again and again, doing it so fast the ground would be destroyed every time, causing it to bleed. As that was going on, Raditz would fight Nifty, but Nifty was too powerful. Training with Frieza rubbed off on her. As then Charlie would go and say, "We need to help Father, but to do that we have to get rid of her. I have an idea." As then she would throw a Batara. As then Raditz and Charlie would fuse. Charlie would start to cry inside her head. As Raditz would be there, he would hear every thought. As Charlie felt like she failed, Raditz would say, "You didn't fail me. I'm redeemed." As Charlie would smile and say, "Thank you." As then Raditz would summon a ki blast right in front of Nifty. As then Nifty would summon one herself, as they both blasted into each other as a beam struggle hit. As then Raditz would turn Super Saiyan and begin to harness his power, combine that with his demonic energy, as Nifty would use her powers to push back. As Raditz and Charlie dig deep, they dig deep into every crevice they had, every power that they had, barely able to overpower her and destroy her. As Frieza would say, I guess I have to do things myself," as he would fly over and grab the fusion and begin to squeeze their arms so hard it broke, as then he broke the other one and began to smash them into the floor. As he was about to kill them, Lucifer couldn't let this happen. He knew this would probably kill him, but it was his only chance. He pulled out the Mafuba and did the evil containment wave on Frieza, as then he fell to the floor, nearly dead. As then Raditz and Charlie fused, were barely able to keep him alive, as Sir Pinchus would cry, feeling like he could have done more. Feeling like he could have done anything. As then we cut back to Earth. As Goku and Gohan went out of the time chamber, they would fly down, with Vegeta and Trunks and Nappa. As they all flew down, they were ready to fight. Goku would turn Super Saiyan and charge at Cell. Cell would battle Goku, but he would be a bit weaker. Not physically or power-wise, but martial artsly, because, well, he was brainwashed. As Goku was using this to his advantage, this pissed Alistair off, but he couldn't do much, as suddenly Nappa would appear in front of him and punch him, as then Alistair and Nappa would start to battle each other. As Goku battled Cell, eventually he would want to give up, just like in canon, but this time Alistair would say, "Kill him!" as suddenly Cell would blast a hole in his chest as he would fall to the floor. As this would piss off Gohan so much, he would turn into a Super Saiyan 2. As then, he would charge at Cell, kicking him against the wall, beginning to beat him up, until he spit out 18. And since, well, it was when Cell becomes perfect, he would let Alistair do whatever he wanted. Technically, he's no longer perfect, so Alistair lost his control. As he would immediately summon a portal, Nappa would grab him and say, "Hey Cell, get your revenge!" As semi-perfect Cell would scream, as then he would turn huge, saying, "I'll blow up this entire world!" As Nappa said, "That's not what I meant!" As suddenly, Alistair would slap Nappa with a tentacle, sending him flying, as Alistair would summon a portal and jump through it. He would land near Baby Trunks. As Bulma would say, "What are you doing here?" Alistair would laugh and say, "Luckily for you, I don't hurt women. Ta-ta." As then, he would grab Baby Trunks and teleport away. He would have been healed for a sensu bean, but he wouldn't teleport semi-perfect Cell away. Nappa would use a portal to teleport him in space, but then he would fly back and things would play similarly like they did in canon. As then we cut to hell, as Valentino was rebuilt into an android, as he looked at Dr. Gero, who's secretly been hiding. He didn't want to get caught by Charlie or the hotel, and since they were after Frieza, it was a perfect time to hide. As Valentino said, "Thank you for the new body. Now it's time to find Angel and make him suffer for betraying me." As then Dr. Gero said, "No problem. However, this is just the first part of our plan." That's going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I know I did. Peace out. And by the way, Mr. Satan, I didn't really mention it, but Mr. Satan, he did get the credit for defeating Cell because Alistair would have left and his radio would have turned off. Similar to how the camera turned off in our timeline. Have a beautiful day. Peace out.